Harry Bertoia was a great friend of Florence Knowles. They both studied at Cranbrook Art College together, and so it was only natural when Florence Knowles was looking for furniture for her new company that she'd approach her great friend Harry. Harry Bertoia was a sculptor, and he specialised in sculpting things out of metal wires, which was a new material at that time in the 1950s. And he worked in a very special way in that he always created things in 3D. He didn't draw them first. So he worked as a sculptor and welded things as he went along. When Florence Knowles invited him to come and design a collection for Knowles, the reason he accepted was because the collection was going to be called his name, and that's why we call it the Bertoia Collection. Knowles gave him his own studio and gave him a very open brief, which was to do what you do with metal, and if you come up with some furniture, so much the better. After 2 years, Harry Bertoia finally came up with what we now call the Diamond chair, which was a metal-framed chair shaped like a diamond in a ring setting. Harry Bertoia was obsessed with the idea of light travelling through space, and that's why he made the chair so it was almost transparent. The frame of the chair can either be chromed or satin chromed, or we now do an outdoor version which is Rilsan coated. Knowles manufactures the Bertoia chair in Italy, and it's completely hand welded. Bertoia invented the jigs which helped place the metal bars in the correct position, but then each junction of the wires is welded by hand. Knowles takes great care when finishing off the edge of the chair. You can see here that the bar running round the edge of the chair should be sitting behind the vertical bars. This means that there's an extra process involved, which is tapering the edges of the wires and then smoothing them so they're completely smooth to the touch. On the fake chairs, they don't go to this process, and they actually put the wire running around the edge on top of the vertical and horizontal bars, meaning that they don't have to finish the wires off at an angle. Knowles stamps the Harry Bertoia chairs with the signature of Knowles, and this is, you can find this on the back of the chair, on the frame, on the horizontal bar. From the initial diamond chair that Harry Bertoia designed, he then developed the range into a whole collection. So as well as the small diamond, there's also a large diamond, which is wider. Then there's a high-backed diamond chair, which is much lower and comes with an ottoman, and this has the nickname the bird chair. Then there's also a side chair, or a cafe chair, or dining chair with a low back. Bertoia also devised a very clever way of upholstering the chairs. The fabric's held in place by a wire running around the edge of the upholstery, and this wire then has hooks on the end which then clip onto the frame. The cover itself is made of 3 layers. You have a layer of fabric on the top, also on the base, and in the centre you have a layer of foam. And this cover is actually moulded to shape in the factory.